ladies and gentlemen, it's me, T-Bone, from the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. It's Friday night. It's 6 o'clock. It's time for the WARNO. The WARNO comes to you every Friday night to tell you about things happening in and around the greater Harrisburg metropolitan area. Things you might not be aware of. Cool ways to get into things. So, yeah, it's generally focused around comedy, but we try to include other things when those other things come to us. But we don't have any of that. It is a great weekend in Harrisburg for comedy. I'm going to tell you all about it over the length of one beer. Every week, a listener donates a beer, a different beer, a beer I've never tried before, and this week is no different. I want to thank my good friend JB, who went down to the Trogs Brewing Company, and he got this one called La Grave. La Grave. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but it comes with a cork. And I am going to try and not poke my eyeball out. So bear along with me as we open The Grave. The Grave, made locally in Pennsylvania by the Trogs Brewing Company, has a APV of 8%. JB is not like Beer Snob Dave. He doesn't give me the full, he doesn't give me everything that you might need. How cool is that little Trogs cap there? He doesn't give me everything you need to know about anything and everything that's in the beer. He just gives me the beer and says, I think you'll like it. And he's usually right. What I don't like is trying to uncork it because I'm afraid. Can you imagine how embarrassed I would be if I did take one right to the skull? All right. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Look at the steamy, misty, ooh. I'll try to follow along in comments. All right, I got Dave down there. Hey, Dave. Hey, Russ. And then, of course, I've got the TikTok audience. I got Jill. I got Stacy. I had another new friend whose name I'm not going to mention anymore. We'll just call him the Whisperer. That, again, 8% alcohol by volume, which is pretty strong for a beer of this color. I obviously like head. Head? Who said head? I'll take some of that. And I did. There's still, I'm going to try to fit it in there. It is bubblicious. It is I am not a beer connoisseur. I'm not a hops sommelier. I just drink it. And I tell you what I think about it, and I use words like normal people use. I don't understand notes and clarity. I tell you, I taste it, and I tell you what I taste. Hey, Rob's there. Hey, Rob. All right, continuing to pour. And again, the reason why it's important we put the beer in the glass is because this is our timer. Our conversation will last the length of one beer. I don't ask too much to get together with my friends on a Friday night and have a beer and tell you about things. Exciting things, so many exciting things. I can't wait to tell you about what's going on. The boss lady, she gets mad at me because many of you are not here in the Harrisburg metropolitan area, and you can't take advantage of some of the things that are going on here. All right, let's start it off with this. It bites. You know, and when you have a beer that's more than 5%, it's going to bite. But that little sample taste I had there, you feel it on your tongue. You feel it in your throat. It's an attention grabber. Not really sure what it tastes like. Let's take another sip. Hey, hello, Matt. All right. A lot of head on that. Not bad. JB likes to give me beers that grow on me. Like, initially, I'm like, whatever, it's a beer, okay. And about halfway through, I'm like, it's not too bad. And then by the time I finish, it's usually quite tasty. Let's move on to Friday night, tonight, because there's some things you got to know. Now, for my TikTok people, I'm going to change the camera angle a little bit because you need to see some of this. All right. Tonight, 110 Lime Kiln Road in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Actually, it's in New Cumberland. It's actually exit 40 on Interstate 83 inside the Boomerang Hotel, Casino, Resort, and Game Room. Is the Comedy Zone, the Harrisburg Comedy Zone that you can find harrisburgcomedyzone.com or HBG, the abbreviation for Harrisburg, comedyzone.com. You can go there and you can buy your tickets and you can do all that stuff, and that's going to be relevant later. But let me tell you what's happening tonight. This weekend is Harrisburg's funniest competition. This is where we take all of the fun young talent, the guys who are out there, they're working on making themselves just the funniest that they can be, and then we put them in competition with one another to the death. No, not really, but similar. We put them up on stage and we let them do the best that they can do, and at the end of the night we take a vote. And I'm going to tell you, the way our team there at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone puts this together, really, really well done. Much applause, much accolades. They do a great job in running this competition. So night number one, you got 13 comedians. They're going to get up on stage. They're going to do their bits. They're going to try their best to make you laugh. They're going to try to win your favor so that at the end of the night, you vote for them. The top 3 comedians, I believe it's 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3. It may be more. But at least the top 3 will move on to the next round. And then tomorrow night, we're bringing on a completely different set, another baker's dozen of comedians. That's 26 comedians in 2 days. Somebody's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna happen. Let me tell you what it takes to get in. $10. I was gonna say Andrew Jackson, but I don't think he's on the $10 bill. It's Hamilton, right? It's a $10 bill. But if you want to get in for free, and you've taken the time to put up with me over the years, I'm going to tell you how you can get a free pass to tonight's Harrisburg's Funniest competition at the Comedy Zone, located at 110 Lime Kiln Road. You walk up to the proprietor, you walk up to the desk, to the person that's taking the money. Cash, by the way, it's a cash business. If you don't have cash on you, there's an ATM machine in the front lobby, but the Comedy Zone is cash. You walk up, or buy in advance electronically. You walk up to the proprietor if you want that free ticket, and you say to the proprietor, you do this. Follow along carefully. It's important. You check your 6. Both sides. You look at the proprietor and you say quietly, T-Bone sent me. The proprietor, the person taking your money, is going to give you a nod of acknowledgement and let you go through. That's all you have to do. I will cover your entry fee. All you got to do is say the magic words. You got to look both ways. You got to check your 6. You got to lean in. You got to whisper. Don't say it out loud. You ruin it for everybody. You got to whisper, T-Bone sent me. And if your girlfriend is with you, she can get in free too. But she's got to say the words, okay? Nobody gets a free pass without saying my name. Say my name! I don't know why I don't know why I am portraying so much anger. I'm really happy. I got a new billboard out. It's making my life so much fun. So, to be clear, chick who sent me. Who said that? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You could. If I would get a laugh out of it. It's a little better. It's a little better. It flows a little better. It's a little smoother. That's nice. What I tell you, whatever at the top, okay in the middle, and pretty good at the end. So again, you can get in for free. Now, I'm not filling every seat in the room. I have a number in my mind, and when that number is reached, if you come up and say, T-Bone sent me, and I've already reached that number, the guy's going to go, not tonight, or who's T-Bone, or go talk to him. they're not going to give you a free pass. So bring money with you. But $10 for 13 comedians is not asking a lot. And I'm going to tell you another thing about the Comedy Zone here in Harrisburg. The food inside the club costs the same as the food outside the club. The drinks inside the club cost the same as the drinks outside the club. The staff is amazing. The food is great. The prices are wonderful. You're going to have a good time. It's a great club right here in Harrisburg. Let me tell you who is performing tonight. And no, I didn't commit the list to memory because there's 26 names and I didn't feel like it. Dom Solsky or Soul Sky. I don't know the pronunciation of the names of the people that I don't personally know. I do know Anthony Pickle. I know he's going to be there. I know he's a funny young chap. The capybara of humans is what he was referred to recently. Chris Longstreet's going to be there along with Matt Anthony, Mr. Snakes, Caitlin Austin, the very funny Ryan Waddington, Michael Beavers, Lucas Ratzlaff, Ed Burns, Ryan Rins, and Cole Durnan. Okay? You can pick your favorites. I'm going to tell you, I have favorites. And these are people that I have seen perform on a regular basis, that I have watched grow comedically. And there are people on this list that I want to see do well. Because they're good people, and they're funny, and I'm rooting for them. And I want you to come out and help me root for them. You can root for whoever you want to root for. That's Friday night. The doors open at 7. The show starts at 8-ish. Okay? CP time. Comedy people. Hello, Glenn. Hello, James. Good to see you out there. It gets better with every sip. What are you drinking tonight? I'm curious. Are you drinking with me? If not, could you at least pretend? All right. So there's your Friday night, 110 Limekiln Road, right there at the Harrisburg Comedy Zone. There's 13 comedians. I just listed them for you. It's $10 to pay. It's like $12 if you pay electronically in advance. It's a cash-operated business. And if you go to the proprietor and you check your six, both sides, and you lean in and you whisper, T-Bone sent me, I will cover your entry up to a certain amount of people. And then, then I'm not. I got money, but I'm not made of money. Could you imagine if I just sold the place out? No, I'm not doing that. I have to pay for billboards. And that's it. That is your Friday night. Now, my friend Matt Harley is doing something on Saturday. And I want to support him. But at the same time, I'm all in on this competition. So I'm not gonna tell you what Matt's doing. You can look him up on Facebook if you want to know what Matt Harley is doing. You can look him up. I'm not promoting that this weekend because I want you at the Comedy Zone Saturday night. Again, doors open at 7, show starts at 8. HarrisburgComedyZone.com. HarrisburgComedyZone, one word.com, or HBGComedyZone.com. Show doors open at 7, show starts at 8. Again, tickets are $10. Again, I will be there and I will buy an undisclosed amount of tickets for anybody who does the thing. You gotta do the thing, okay? You gotta look, you gotta lean, you gotta say T-Bone sent me. That's all you gotta do. And I'll get you in. That's courtesy, of course, of the Lunsby Show. The Lunsby Show, we're going to eat those costs on those tickets, but we're not buying tickets for everybody. Let me tell you who's going to be there Saturday night after this sip. Somebody out there drinking a Modelo Negra with me, which is a good beer. Someone else drinking coffee, someone else drinking Stella. The coffee drinker has to go to work soon, and he carries a gun. So we're okay with him drinking coffee along with us. Saturday night, Harrisburg Comedy Zone, Harrisburg's funniest competition. Here are the contestants. Starting with Mo Noor, Bam Jacobs, Thies Grimes, the very funny Aaron Scholl, Nico Mack, Brett Matthews, or as he was recently called, Brett Michaels, Alex Webb, Miss Robin Henry, Matt Joseph, the sex icon Dom Driscoll, Brandon Royce, and Luke Harris. That's everybody showing up on Saturday. So you got your Friday night lineup. You got your Saturday night lineup. That's rounds 1 and rounds 2 of Harrisburg's funniest competition. That is all I'm promoting on Friday. That's all I'm promoting on Saturday. Hey T-Bone, anything going on Sunday? Well, yes there is. Thanks for asking. As you know, every Sunday morning we get together for this thing called the Supplemental. We get together every Sunday morning at 10:30 and we do the Supplemental live, again, simulcast on TikTok and on Facebook. We do 3 things on the Supplemental. We tell you about your national days of the week. We tell you about a community service event, a comedy event, or a charity thing. We do that in the midterms. And then we finish off the Supplemental with This Week in History, a trivia style. And we have fun. So if you're not doing anything else at 10:30 on a Sunday morning, come on down to old T-Bone's there and we'll watch Supplemental together. We'll have a good time. It's what we do. Looking at the comments, Tim is here. Reminder, what is the keychain password? Sometimes I read your notes and I don't know what you're referring to. Because I'm live, you're time delayed. You're pretty live. But I am broadcasting, you are receiving, and sometimes you transmit and the transmissions are garbled. Make sense? There's your Friday. There's your Saturday. There is your Sunday. Anything else going on, T-Bone? Of course there is. And it is in Harrisburg's Comedy Zone. It is the premier source of comedy in any city you go in. If there's a comedy zone, that's who you want to be connected to. You want to get on the fan page, whether it's Charlotte, whether it's Jacksonville, whether it's, what's the one, Fort Walton Beach. Anywhere there's a comedy zone, you want to be connected to the comedy zone if you live near one. You want to go on their Facebook page, you want to like them, you want to follow them. Because every once in a while, there's amazing opportunities to see people you never thought you would see in smaller settings. You don't have to go. We had Louis C.K. here 2 months ago. Just on a random, just showed up. Hey, like to do some time. You're Louis C.K. Of course. Let us tell our people. That show sold out in minutes. That happens all the time, everywhere in the country. So find your local comedy zone and attach yourself to them. Like them and follow them so that when anything special is happening, you get an invite, you get an indication. On Tuesday nights, we have what I call the local mic. These are more seasoned comedians, more seasoned local comedians. They do longer time, and they're working on a lot of great things. It's free to get in, and it's a small audience. We'd like to make that audience bigger. It's hot outside. The Comedy Zone's air conditioned. Come on in for free. Cheap drinks, great food, comedy. Thursday night, it's a little different. That's our open mic. That could be as many as 40 comedians in a night. So somebody's going to make you laugh, hopefully. The audience is larger. It's more, but it's still free. So that's your Tuesday and your Thursday. So you got your Friday, Harrisburg's Funniest. You got your Saturday, Harrisburg's Funniest. You got your Sunday, the Luns B Show. Oops, nope. The Supplemental. We also tape a new episode of the Luns B Show on Sundays. Tuesday, the local mic. Thursday, the open mic. That's the whole week, man. That's the whole week, and we got about this much beer left. So I'm going to check your comments and make snarky responses, and we're going to wrap this up. Looking over here. She'll be working on Sunday. It's okay if you miss any of the live events. I chop them up and deliver them to you in smaller bites. So you can watch them at your leisure. You can watch them on YouTube. You can watch them on Facebook. They're out there. They're available. Carl Kubasa. I can't tell you how much I love this man. He's an amazing dude. I love you, Carl. I don't like the fact that we're growing old. And Hannah, all of our children should stop growing. They shouldn't grow. They should get to like an age that we're okay with and stay there. Maybe not a teen, maybe preteen. You know, maybe 8, 9, when they're cute and adorable, and you know, you can leave them at home with a bowl of water and some food out, and they'll be fine for a couple of days. I just don't like it when our kids grow up, because when our kids grow up, we're growing up, and I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. Get it? No, it's good to see you, brother, and I wish Hannah a happy birthday as well. And I give my love to your love, Angie. Ken Mayo popped in right at the last second. I agree. Love watching. Okay, that's it. That's everything. I remind you today as I remind you every day. Just, oh, shoot, I got to get ready to go. I have to be at the Comedy Zone soon. I'll see you there. I remind you today as I remind you every day. Just be the best person that you can be. And if you were a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow. A new episode of The Lunsby Show posted yesterday. A new episode of The Lunsby Show will be taped on Sunday. Please, give us a listen. Give us a like. Join the fan page. Join the conversation. We have a good time. Consider this the morning show of our friend group. Because that's really what it is. It's just me and Chick Brew broadcasting to our friends using the power of the internet. Take two. Using the power of the internet. Cheers along with me as we wrap this up. Arriba, e bajo, e centro, e pa dentro. That was a great beer, JB. Thank you very much. I appreciate the donation. Lunsby. Oh, I remember the order of operations here.